Hi Solo Pros, it's me again, Barbara Saunders, the Solo Pro Business Success Mentor. Are you a solo-based service professional? You're in the right place. In the last training video, we talked about the myths and problems of running an hourly business model. In today's video, I'm going to dig into the actual difference between the earning potential of an hourly business model and my Kayak business model so that you can see for yourself the advantages of transitioning into a different business model. Last video, I shared a little bit about my journey and how I came to create a better business model for solo pros. My first business was a custom graphic design service where I worked for an hourly wage. It landed me squarely in the feast or famine cycle. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that experience. It was working with the members of my association, the self-employed communication professionals, that I discovered the secret to help such well-educated, super talented professionals run successful, profitable, and scalable businesses without killing themselves. I call it my Kayak business model. You see, a kayak is a one-person craft that is strategically built to stay afloat, no matter what's going on around it. It can take a hit and ride itself. It can shoot the rapids or cruise along with the flow. It can team up with others or go it alone. In this video, I promise to dig in and look at some actual numbers. An hourly business model is usually patterned after a previous job, where the employee shows up at their desk and does the work put in front of them by somebody else. The hourly business model doesn't take into account that someone else had to do the marketing, business development, payroll, benefit administration, or other admin tasks. In an hourly business model, the solo pro gets stuck in the job mentality, so they tend to charge far less than they should. For example, if the job paid $15 an hour, they feel like they're charging a lot at $20, $30, or maybe even $40 an hour. That's a big mistake. An employer's cost for each employee tends to be about 3 to 4 times the employee's take-home hourly wage, or more. So if your pay was $15 an hour to work for someone else, you would need to start your hourly fee at about $60 an hour. But that's still low. Remember that companies tend to pay as little as they can get away with. Most self-employed professionals spend between 40 and 60% of their time on non-billable tasks like marketing or invoicing or other admin type chores. So if you bill hourly but work only 40% of the time, you are making 60% less than you should be. And let's face it, there are limits to how many hours a day that you can realistically work. There's also very real limits to your energy and your capacity. This is why the hourly business model is not scalable. For a business model to be scalable, it must be possible to grow and earn increasingly more money in a manageable way. With a scalable business model, you will need eventually to add members to get done those admin and marketing tasks that you don't enjoy or do well. You always want to focus your time and talents where they're the most effective. Let's take a look at a few national averages for self-employed professionals from a wide range of service industries, as reported by the Bureau of Labor for last year. Graphic designers took home about $42,500 last year. Coaches averaged $37,500 last year. Copywriters topped out at $45,420 last year, and bookkeepers made an average of $42,000. Let's take a look at what could be possible by transitioning away from the hourly business model. The first thing you see is that you work with a lot less clients, and your business offerings are far more clear and simpler to deliver with less access to you. A kayak business is built differently. It's a foundation that sits under the structures or other business model systems that you put on top. Its focus is not on chasing clients or trying to sell services to them by the hour. You may still provide services, but they become your premium offer. Instead of doing work and being paid once, the concept here is to do the work once and get paid over and over again as much as possible. And there are many ways to do that. The first step in building a Kayak business model is to move from selling one-to-one services to selling one-to-many. You help groups of people rather than deliver services to just one person. And you can do that by offline events, creating packages of your services, or creating products. You structure your Kayak business to fit your own unique personality. Let's take a closer look. But before we jump in, I want to encourage you to allow yourself to see a different picture. Many times, service providers think only in terms of providing services. I want to encourage you to look beyond what you think now to see what could be possible if you expanded your vision for yourself. Any service you provide can, with a little imagination, use the Kayak business model. Let's look at what your business could be like. This Kayak business model requires many mindset shifts. But the first one that's the biggest shift for an hourly service professional is that while you're charging by the hour, you're not valuing what you do and what you know. In reality, time in the presence of an expert is of great value. When you place a fee on the hour rather than on the knowledge and expertise you've invested so much in, you cause your client to focus on that fee for the hour. So they shop by price, and of course, they're looking for the lowest hourly fee. What's needed is to shift their focus onto the knowledge and expertise that you and you alone provide, and how that will benefit them. I teach my clients exactly how to do that. I show my clients how to navigate their Kayak business model by using my revenue compass. It consists of 4 points of the compass where they build their profit center. It's the secret to a sustainable, scalable business. The first step is attracting and engaging your ideal clients. Those who need what you offer and have a history of paying for it. The first profit center is made up of products that you've created. They might be small books or CDs or recorded teleseminars or webinars. They're at a low investment to remove any barrier for potential clients to come in and get a taste of working with you. I'm giving you very average price ranges here. We'll run the numbers more in depth in a moment. The next profit center revolves around what you can teach or show others. Once people have experienced what you offer, they're likely to want some more implementation and support. So your next profit center might be group programs. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, access to you is your high-end offering. Those people who want help from you personally alone and are willing to invest at a higher fee. Those are your individual private clients. Now let's run some numbers more deeply so you can see the revenue generation power of this sort of business model. Let's say you create a few small standalone products. These are at a low-cost investment for your potential clients to experience you. You create a book or CD that you can sell from your website for about $37, and you just sell 5 of them a month. You would earn $2,220 a year. Maybe you do a short teleseminar on just one tactic once a quarter, and you only have 20 people on the line for $47 each. That's $3,760 a year just for making 4 phone calls a year. Now let's say you've decided to do 2 larger webinar trainings a year with maybe 15 people each for $97. That's very reasonable. That will earn you up to $2,910 a year. When you add it up, the revenue in this profit center is nearly $9,000. Are you beginning to see how this Kayak business model can add up to more income than charging hourly for services that only you can deliver? Well, let's continue to flesh out the compass. Let's say you want to do a couple of live trainings a year. We'll keep it small and manageable at first with just 15 people attending. I help my clients create their signature system, which becomes their training program. If your live event is $1,000 and you have 15 attendees twice a year, that will net you $30,000. Maybe you turn that program into a home study program that you can sell from your website, and you only sell 2 a month at $500 each. That would earn you another $12,000 a year. Added together, these two concepts have earned you $42,000 a year without ever providing 1 hour of hourly services. Now, you can just work one profit center at a time if you want to, but your business will be far more stable if you flesh out the rest of the revenue compass. Let's see how that works. Very often when a client has attended your workshop or product, they want more as they want to implement what you teach them. Mastermind membership groups are a great way to do that. Remember that we've switched your business structure around, and access to you and your one-to-one services is reserved for your very elite, high-paying clients. This is your red velvet rope strategy. It's expected when working with an expert. You might have 2 group levels, one for those just getting started and the other for more advanced group who need help with getting to the next stages. Let's say your beginners group, you charge $97 a month and you have 10 members in it. Well, that's $11,640 a year. Your more advanced group might pay $197 with just 10 members. That group would bring in $23,640 a year. Overall, this one profit center would net you $35,280, and it only costs you a few phone calls a month, maybe some content creation. Now, don't let the thought of that intimidate you. In the next video series, I'll show a little bit about how I walk my clients through setting up all those profit centers and the systems to keep them running smoothly. Now let's take a look at the final point in our revenue compass star. You might have 2 clients a month for, say, 6-month periods that you give individual guidance geared to their specific situation. It's very reasonable to charge them $350 a month. That would get you $8,400 a year. For a more high-touch private client, you might actually do some physical services for them, plus the custom guidance and support for $500 a month or more. Let's say you've got 2 of these clients a month as well, which can bring in $12,000 a month. Together, this profit center alone could bring you $20,400 a month. It's how these profit centers flow together that not only allow you to earn far more, but it's also much more stable. Let's look at it all together. You start by sharing easy-to-consume products. You share your system through a few events or home study program. Then make it possible for those who want more to get into a group program for more help. Finally, those clients that are willing to invest in personal service, you've got packages where they can get that high-touch experience. The true magic of this Kayak business model is that as the market shifts, you can focus on profit centers that is the most productive at the time. It allows you to be very nimble and flexible as you read what's going on around you. Together, these profit centers could bring you well into the 6 figures. Now, these are fairly conservative numbers. Of course, once you're up and running, it's easy to grow with this model. Are you interested in learning how to set up your business to earn like this? Join me in the next training video in this series. I'm going to show you where to start to go from where you are in an hourly business model and transition into a Kayak business model. I'm also going to tell you how you can get my personal help in setting up your own complete Kayak business model. So until next time, bye-bye for now.